Hello there, Jet English. Have a couple of news today. Well, first, I finished one book called Algorithms to Read By. Algorithms to Live By. And it has 600 pages, electronic pages. And I finished reading this book at 370 pages. So what was the rest? Do you have any idea? Can you guess? Almost 220 pages were references and links. It's amazing. So I thought, okay, this book is huge. I'm gonna read it for one more week. So, but then boom, and I finished it. It was so exciting. And I love those books with almost 200 pages of links and references. Now, every single link, every single study, website they refer to is there. How amazing is this? I love this approach when not every single, but every important statement, every important reference, they back up with real proof. So we can go check those studies or articles and see for yourself that this is truth. This is the truth. And yeah, even though some articles uh, don't exist anymore, they no longer exist. They still put the link in the book to web archive. You know, there is a website called webarchive.com, something like this, where you can find web pages and websites that have been deleted like many years ago. They're still there. So yeah, what about this book? Well, probably I'll make a video about this book. I record a review. I didn't get many practical insights and hints. I think it's more of a scientific book than a practical book. Algorithms to live by. It teaches you how you can use some of the insights and algorithms from computer science to live your life. And there were some interesting tips I'd like to mention maybe in the next video. But mostly it was very scientific, a lot of mathematics and statistics and computer science. So it was more like a course book for students at university. Okay, that's one point. And I started another book. By the way, I can read so many books. This week I've been sleeping 38 hours so far, and it's not that much because I used to sleep 50, almost 60 hours a week, and now I reduced the amount of sleep to 6 hours, to 6.5 to be precise. And I've opened myself some opportunities to read in the morning. I like to read in the morning when I wake up. I don't feel like much energetic, and yeah, so I pulled up my phone and start reading. Pull out my phone and start reading. And the next book I started is Don't Swallow Your Gum. Don't Swallow Your Gum. About different myths and half-truths. And that's interesting. And there are so many verbs to describe this process. Do you remember the TV show called Mythbusters, where they busted different myths? Bust the myth means to prove that it's wrong, prove it is wrong, or disprove it. There are so many synonyms. I'm surprised. I already learned those synonyms, I think, for a long time. So, you can say Mythbusters, they bust the myths, but it's not a common verb. So you could say disprove, prove the myth, disprove the myth. You can disprove, you can debunk, you can dispel, you can explode. What else? That's it. 5 synonyms. There was an interesting idea, and I've read 25 pages so far, and they debunked some of the myths. For example, when a person dies, like their hair and nails keep growing. It's not true. It's a myth because it's not the hair and nails that are growing. It's more of a skin that is shrinking. So the skin is shrinking, goes down, and it creates the optical illusion that your nails are growing. So it's wrong. When a person dies, like all the tissues stop growing. That's it. And another interesting myth: when a person reads books like at night, when it's not very well lit in the area, so he can impair his eyesight. They can impair their eyesight. Uh, their eyesight can get worse, and it's not true too. So you can read easily wherever you want. It's not a problem. You won't harm your eyes in any way. So you will be tired, and after that they will come to their normal state, and it's not a problem. And yeah, I hope there is some more to that. I'll share with you in the next video. I like those books because they show you how many myths are there. So you should be careful. You should check them all. You should check them all as much as possible. And don't trust everything you see and hear these days, because there's a lot of stuff on the internet, and you can have everything that even 90% or 50% of that is true. Because people believe in everything they see immediately, and I used to believe in everything. And some myths, they persist. They are very, very strong and powerful. And even though there are some studies that disprove those myths, people keep believing in them. It's an interesting idea. And I also learned about uh, randomized controlled trial. I'm very interested in that area. So how the science becomes science, how different hypotheses and theories become a science. So what are the methods? What is the scientific method? The different science used to prove some theories and hypotheses. I'm very interested in this stuff because we hear that a lot. Like there was a study, or this research shows that, and we hear that a lot, but not every study is the same. Not every study is the same. So the best study is randomized control study, randomized controlled trial. And I was surprised that this is the best way to prove something. I was surprised that the idea that smoking causes cancer has never been proven scientifically in this way by randomized controlled trial. Why? You can ask. Well, because it's unethical. It's unethical to apply those principles to real people without them knowing that. So for that experiment, for this study, you should find people that don't smoke, and you should force them to smoke. Somehow you should force them, and then you should see if they get cancer or not. And it's very unethical, and there has never been studies like that, and they won't be. And it's interesting. So after that, we have another level of proof. It's association. It's called association. So, and we have a pretty much evidence on how smoking affects people's health, and that a lot of people that smoke, they get cancer eventually. But this is not a study, it's not a controlled trial, it's an association. And this association is very high and very strong, and that's how we know that smoking causes cancer in reality. But it's not 100%, it's like maybe 99 or 95, 97 or something. Yeah, I like to read a book or even a course, watch a course about this, like science method. What is a trial? How you can say, how can you tell, how you can tell that the study is good or bad, the design of the study is good or bad, that the conclusion from the study is correct, because there are some studies that based on correct data that use correct data, but the conclusion is wrong, and people make wrong conclusions. I think it's very important. It's a very interesting topic. I'd like to learn more. What else? Also, do you know I'm using this program called My Tetra, and I like it, and it's free. You can try it too. So I keep everything here, almost everything. So all the ideas. So I keep my diary here. I put all the information about my projects here. My program, not my program. Well, some of my programs are here. Um, Articles, notes, taking notes, interesting ideas from books and plans, like everything. So I have more than 3,000 notes here. And I also wrote a program. I coded a program called Tetra that allows you to add notes instantly from the internet by selecting the amount of text, selecting the article or text you want to put in your base, and then hitting a shortcut, special shortcut in your keyboard, and then saving this information instantly in a matter of seconds. And now, today was a historical event. I installed an app, a mobile app on my phone. So now I can use my base on my phone. That's amazing. Well, you can ask, okay, what's so good about that? What's so exciting about that? You know, there are like thousands of programs that you can synchronize from your computer to your phone. Yeah, but it's not the case. This is a very interesting program and very unusual one. So one guy, one man, created this program, and it's free, and it keeps files on your computer, on your drive, on your hard drive. In TXT and HTML files and XML files. So it's on your computer. It's very different from other programs, and it's very like simple and light, like a notebook, not a notepad. No, there is a program called Notepad, a standard app in Windows, and it's very light and fast and easy to use. And, the interface is very simple, and there are a lot of advantages. I don't like those modern programs that are huge, that use animations and different effects, and there are lots of functions that you don't need and features you don't need, and they are very they takes time to load the information, and very slow. For example, Evernote, I don't like this. I mean, it's cool as it has a lot of features. It's a giant, and 90% of features you don't use at all. Okay, maybe we'll talk about, if you're interested, maybe we'll talk about this program sometime. But yeah, today was a historical event. But yeah, this program, it's different. Uh, it's not monetized at all. A guy who is doing this program is doing it for free. It's open source, so he doesn't get any money. He's not motivating for doing this, and we've been asking him for many years to add this feature or add feature, and he's just saying that okay, I'll do it sometime, I'm busy right now. So you see, open source has its advantages and drawbacks as well. But I like this app anyway, and I would have never dreamed of getting a mobile app. Now we have it, but another developer created this app, and I contacted him and I asked him for some guidance, for some help and support how to use this app, and in return, in exchange, I promised him to offer him my program, my web clipper. So when he replied today, he was quite happy, and he said, yeah, after in a few days he would contact me and we'd talk. So I'm looking forward to hearing him, seeing him, and maybe having a Skype conversation. Well, he'll teach me how to use Git, because now I'm using GitHub for sync. It's it's a very difficult system for me. I never used it much, but today I was able to do this. Like, I used Git system on my computer and then on my phone too, and I could synchronize it with my computer and my phone. It's amazing. I was a test base. I didn't dare to use my main base with 3,000 nodes. Maybe later I try it. But yeah, today it was an interesting day. I'll manage to do it. It's not that I'm going to use it very often, but who knows? You know, it's a very cool feature when you can have your notes on your phone wherever you go. Okay, what else? Yesterday I watched a video by Ty Lopez. I like watching videos with Ty Lopez. He looks like like a scammer, and a lot of people call him a scammer. And he even scammed on me once when I bought one of his services. I subscribed to one of his services. But anyway, I like how he speaks. I like how he presents himself, like how he quotes, a lot of different people and philosophers and entrepreneurs all over the world. He has a great memory. He tells interesting stories. No, it's fun to watch. It's fun to listen to him. And he was talking his famous TED Talk speech that got almost more than 10 million views. And when he teaches you how to have a good life. And one of the pieces of advice got my attention when he claimed that he reads one book a day, not always, but sometimes. And he said an interesting phrase, like choose 130 books. I don't know how he got this number. I think it doesn't matter here. So he said, choose 130 books and reread them. And reread them. And don't treat your books like one-time event. Treat them like your friends, like they're your friends. It's an interesting idea, isn't it? So imagine you could have 100 books and you would reread them like regularly and would find something more interesting, something new you've never noticed before. I try to do it. I think I have maybe 10 books in my list already, and I'll try to reread them. It's a very good idea because if it's a good book, if it's a fundamental book, uh, well, one time is not enough. You can read it maybe 10 times and still get something new. But some books, even one time isn't worth reading. So one time is more. It's more than enough to get everything. So you just flip through the pages like real quick, and you get the idea. So sometimes the books they call like I don't know how they call it in English. In Russian we call them the book of one idea, and it's usually on the title. So you can get the idea from the title. Okay, it's interesting. You can read a lot of books, and I want to read a lot of books. Um, yeah, but apart from that, you should apply this knowledge that you got from books in real life too. So don't forget to apply that information. Debunk randomized control association, reading bad light areas, Tetra mobile app. As I said, and okay, something else. Yeah. So today, one of my friends gave me an interesting opportunity. He referred me to the website that offers different education programs for people all over the world. Um, I I just uh, I just took a look at this website very quickly, and really you can get a master degree on 4 different areas, like for free, almost for free. It's not free completely, so it costs 200, almost $3,000. But compared to real price, you would have paid for it if you went to America and studied for real. It's nothing. It's just a drop in the bucket. With $3,000, you can get a degree in American university. Okay, so I'll do some more research into that, and we'll talk about it later. I think it would be amazing. And it's not a course; it's a real education, like with 20 or 30 semesters. No, it's too much. Maybe, I don't know. So we'll talk about it. A real American education, and one of them is like degree in education. So I could be an educator. I'm an English teacher and I'm an educator. So this is in education degree. But it was about teaching kids in teaching children, and I don't know how it fits like my own ambitions and goals, but we'll see. Anyway, having this is a great opportunity investment in your life, and this is an intellectual investment in your abilities, in your skills, and this is great. And also today I took a course on like money investment as well. I watched a webinar, very interesting man, and I bought this course, even though I don't have money. I don't have money, to meet. So what's the word? To meet the ends? Yeah, to meet the ends. Uh, I already bought a course on investment. So you see, always like be strategic. Look in the future and see what it gets for you, what it has for you. I think with investment, it's very important to start early. Now, it's not that important how much you have. And it's important too, but the most important thing is to start early because the compound interest working magic is working magic. We'll talk about it too. So you can start with 1,000 rubles and you can start investing them. And I asked him, so how much money do you need for like financial gap or financial cushion, like this emergency fund? For example, you can lose a job and you still have some money, to live at least 3 to 6 months. And I asked him, how much money do you need for this emergency fund until you could get started with investment? And he said, well, you better don't put them under your cushion, literally. You can invest them too in a more accessible and more readily like tools where you could withdraw your money real fast. So you don't need to keep them at home really. You can invest them too with the ability, not with the ability, well, having this opportunity with a chance, not really, it doesn't fit. The opportunity to withdraw them real quick. Okay, I'm a bit tired. I need to go to sleep because I have a lesson at 7. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Bye.